normally on our show. Roch Kubatko joins us on Sunday. This past Sunday, I ran out of gas, lost the directions. I'm not sure, but we are thrilled that he found some time for us tonight, as we always enjoy the insights of the esteemed blogger on MASNsports.com. Now, on Saturday, we're in one of these situations where somebody's got to make a start. Right. Brad Bergeson was sent down. He did exactly what the Orioles wanted him to do. He was outstanding, 14 ground ball outs. Who do you expect to make that start on Saturday? Will it be Brad, or might it be somebody else?
Well, Brad's stay in Norfolk could be so brief he could replace himself in the Orioles rotation. That's pretty brief. I mean, nothing's official, but we're assuming it would be Brad because we were told all along that he was kind of the front runner for that. They wanted him to go down there, throw a couple bullpens, make that start. If he was good, we'd probably see him back. And as you said, 2 runs in 7 innings, no walks, and those 14 ground ball outs, only 2 fly ball outs. That tells you that he's getting sync on the ball again. What was interesting is I talked to him yesterday. He had just boarded the team bus in Charlotte, and he said that most of the work he's done with Mike Griffin, the pitching coach down there, has centered on the mental part of the game, more so than mechanics. He said, we tweaked a few things, small adjustments. It's mainly been the mental part. Mike said, you know, I know what you're going through. I've been there before. Here's how I got out of it. Here's what you need to do. And you're not going to be right mechanically or otherwise until you get your head on right. And that's what they were focusing on, and it seemed like it made a difference. Now, I know a lot of people are pushing for Jake Arrieta, and I understand that. 0.36 ERA in 4 starts. He's been very good. Again, nothing's official, but we're expecting to be Bergeson. He only made 3 starts in April. He wasn't going to lose his job long term after 3 starts. Jake's had a good month. You know what? See if he can have 2 good months. He wasn't exactly beating down the door last season or in spring training. He's had 4 good ones, put some more together, and force your way into the rotation. There's still plenty of time to get Jake Arrieta up here.
You know, Roch, I think back at Koji, I just can't remember the last time I saw him. I know one thing, his interpreter has had 2 children since the last time he pitched from the Orioles. What is happening with him?
You know, he's actually starting tonight at Double-A Bowie. He's only pitching the first inning, so it's like a relief appearance, just a really, really early relief appearance. He'll go an inning, and then the other Japanese pitcher in the organization, Tanaka, will take over for him. So that is a first in club history. And then he'll pitch again Thursday. He'll start, and Zach Britton will replace him. And then the Orioles will reevaluate him. And unless his leg falls off, I'm bringing him up because they need the bullpen help. He could be that 7th inning guy that he was projected to be all along. He could work in setup. He could be the closer. Dave Tremblay told us earlier, nobody's got those jobs. He doesn't have a closer. He doesn't have a setup man because he's waiting for somebody to step up, go ahead and take that job. Maybe it's Koji. Maybe he fills one of those roles, but they could really use him in some capacity. You do have to make room for him. That'll be the interesting thing because they're going to have to send down a reliever to make room for Saturday's starter. Then you're going to have to make room for Koji. Is it another relief pitcher? Is it a position player? Do they go a man short on the bench? That's going to be tricky because Alberto Castillo's been very good. We know Matt Albers is out of options, but he's got a 9+ ERA. So it's going to be interesting how they make room for him. It looks like he's very close right now.
I like the fastball split.
Yes. Well, the Orioles made an intriguing move over the weekend in Boston when they promoted Ryan Hughes from AAA. They needed a spark. He was really tearing it up for 3 weeks, so he earned the promotion. I love how Andy McPhail did that. Who's the hottest hitter? Who deserves it? Let's bring this guy up and get him in the lineup. But the question is, because he is hitting back-to-back games, and I realize it's only 2 games, but what does this do to the Orioles' immediate lineup and maybe long-term? Because if Hughes is in the lineup, that means Garrett Atkins isn't.
Exactly. First of all, I think it's interesting. We learned about his promotion from his Facebook page. We learned about Adam Jones's gold glove from his brother's MySpace page. So things have changed a lot since you guys played. I know. They're going to replace RBIs with LOLs, apparently. It's just strange that we found out that way. But you know what? Andy McPhail wants to support Dave Tremblay. He wants to help him with player moves. And really, Ryan Hughes was the only in-house guy who made sense. He was hitting .353 with 3 homers at Norfolk. So he was the guy to call up. I just think it's interesting because, as you'll recall, in spring training, we were wondering how he was even going to get at-bats at Norfolk. They had a surplus of first baseman. They made him go play the outfield. And now he's making his 3rd straight start at first base for the Orioles. You just never know how these things are going to work out. And it does impact Garrett Atkins. Dave Tremblay talked to him earlier, said, look, I'm going with the hot bat. That's Ryan Hughes right now. The guy's tearing it up. He's hot as a firecracker. Now, tomorrow night, the Yankees start CC Sabathia. That's a lefty. That gets Garrett Atkins back in the lineup. Good luck. You got to go ahead and hit CC Sabathia. But Hughes is going to play as long as he's hot. This could also take at-bats away from Luke Scott as well, because if he's not at first base, maybe he DHs. But they've got to get his bat in there as long as he's hot. Find out what you've got.
Well, and the other thing that it's done, he was told after the game on Friday that he was coming up. Josh Bell, the last 2 days, has gone 4 for 8. 8 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs.
Right.
That's 5 of his 7 ribbies on the year and all the home runs. You can see the effect that Andy MacPhail's move is having, because now the guys down there are going, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to come up and get, maybe if they notice what I'm doing. So we'll see.